Hey folks, Mighty Mike here to do a quick recap of what we know about Farming Simulator 25 so far, and towards the end of this video, I'll go through the teaser video released and point out some things that caught my eye, maybe even a little speculation on my part. So what do we know for sure as of now? Well, the first thing we know is the release date is November the 12th. Now something to note, if you do buy directly from Giants, you may just end up being able to play a little earlier than others since they do release on CEST time. That ends up being late evening the day before for those of us in the US. So be sure to use my partner code Mighty Mike if you do buy your copy of the game directly from Giants. I would be very much appreciative of that. There will be a collector's edition available, which comes with a collector's box, the PC version of the game, which will include the MacDon pack. You will also get a 16-bit retro edition soundtrack CD, a modding tutorial CD, 32 brand stickers, a neat little keychain with the Giants and Farming Simulator logo medallions attached, 3 posters which appear to have game crop information on them, and an in-game New Holland CR11 Gold Edition. Finally, you'll get the USB ignition lock, which allows you to start your tractor or machine with a key. That's pretty neat. The Year 1 bundle announced will contain the Farming Simulator 25 game, plus the Year 1 Season Pass. That pass includes 3 content packs and 1 expansion map. Those are expected to release, 1 each per quarter of 2025. Included with a pre-order of any version of the game, you will receive the MacDon pack. Now, what do we know about the game and the gameplay? Well, we know that there are going to be 3 maps released with the game, and will also include over 400 vehicles, tools, and items from more than 150 brands. I'd like to point out that one of those brands is Kubota. Also included are new crops, animals, and more. One map is based in Asia, another North America, and the third in Central Europe. The big new crops are 2 different types of rice and also spinach. The Mighty Buffalo, which I'm going to rename the Mighty Mike Buffalo, will be available as a new animal type, as well as additional new animals, with those details to be released at a later date. There are also other new crops that have not yet been announced, so more to come on that later. The Asia map will have a lush landscape filled with rice paddies and also floodable fields. Based on what little information we have now, although no real details, the North American map should have larger fields and a lot of space, while the Central European map is going to be very scenic, with green fields nestled along ponds and rivers. The game will also feature new production chains and constructions. For example, the roller coaster on Silver Run Forest, maybe something like that. We don't know for sure, but some type of construction activity to extend your business opportunities. Additional features and details will be revealed soon. Farming Simulator 25 will run on the new Giants Engine 10, which is supposed to be an upgrade to allow improved graphics and physics. The new features include distance fog, enhanced shadows, dynamic weather effects, ground deformation, which I'm very excited about that, and more. This will make Farming Simulator 25 more immersive and atmospheric. So now let's go through the teaser trailer that was released and look at a few things that caught my eye. Now I know this isn't actual gameplay footage, but there are some things to note which may be interesting and indicative of actual elements to come in the game.
the world, farmers know farming is an art. Like life, we know it can be hard. And it can be surprising, too. But sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time. A wise man once said that the best lessons are learned under the wide open sky. I think the same thing can be said about our art. Yeah, it can be messy, but it's always beautiful. So beautiful it can help you see yourself and the world in all new ways. In the art of farming, the soil is the canvas, the seeds are the paint, and the harvest is the masterpiece.
Hey, this is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty darn good. Is it missing something? You're too cute to eat. Maybe some fresh spinach for a change?
All right, that was a pretty quick little teaser trailer there. They didn't give us a whole lot of information. It looks good. The maps, the equipment, everything's looking good, but we don't get a lot of details. But we do get some little hints, I believe. And from this point forward, mostly speculation on my part. And I'm just going to point out a few things that I saw, and maybe we can have a discussion. Leave me a comment below if you feel like I'm on target with any of these things, or maybe you have some ideas or things you picked up on that might be coming that I missed. So here we go. So it starts off here. They're in the shop. You see the big case, the new quad track there, panning past that. But they focus an awful lot on this pot of boiling water, both at the beginning and the end of the clip. I feel like there's going to be some food production that we have to or can create. Maybe a farm shop, or we're selling foods to restaurants, things like that. I don't know. That's just speculation, but they really focus in on cooking that rice. The other thing it could be, this is pure speculation, maybe our character or avatar has to now eat food to keep our strength up, keep our energy, stamina, so that we can do the farming activities. Pure speculation? Don't know. All right, see they're running behind this bus here. Notice their clothes. They are in shorts, different hats. They do have the backpacks on. I think that's them traveling. But the shorts and the flip-flops, I think that's going to be, or maybe a tip that we have some more character customization. Later on, you'll see the female avatar character does have what looks like a smartwatch on. So maybe a little bit more options in the character customization. Don't know. There's the buffalo. That's one of the new animals that's going to be on or in the game. You see the grass. Now, I don't know if that's actually sugar cane or if it's just grass, but it's awfully tall. You see these folks here. They're standing on the bank there. The grass is over their head, and, well, it's tall. So is it sugar cane, or is that some type of new grass or bush that's going to be planted on the map? I don't know. Notice the little rice planting machine there. On the front is an Iseki machine, and it does say Japan on it. So is this map set in Japan? Or is it just that Iseki machine is built in Japan? I don't know. But there is, it's clear there. It does say Japan on the front of that machine. Notice the mud on the tires of that machine as it's going through the field. You see the mud is kind of caking on the tires. I think there's something to that. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of mud action in the fields, in the wet fields especially. Here they are posing for a photograph. So it appears we're going to have some sort of screenshot, screen capture app or tab or something in the game. What purpose it serves, I don't know. You see, it looks like there's an email icon there. Looks like maybe a clock or a timer. So different things that maybe there's going to be some missions. Maybe you have to go out and photograph certain things, or who knows? Maybe there's some achievements with getting these photographs with different machines, different locations, what have you. So probably a lot more to come on that. But another neat little feature they have added. The lightning in the background, and then now here we have the storm blowing through. So they did mention in the notes that there was dynamic weather, so it looks like we're going to potentially have lightning, maybe some higher winds, lighter to heavier rain. So the weather should be a little bit more dynamic, which is awesome. I think that's the immersion factor that a lot of us are wanting with this simulation game. It doesn't just start sprinkling and rain and stop with a little bit of thunder in real life. We get wind, we get rain, very light rain to just downpours. So I think having that dynamic there, and how does that affect the ground? If we're going to have ground deformation, does the amount of moisture that is in the ground or that has fallen from the precipitation, is that going to affect the ground? Is it going to get mushy? Is it going to get wet, muddy? Are we going to rut up the fields or driving past? Don't know. We don't know. That is one of the things that is most interesting to me that I've seen. So how is the weather and the ground deformation going to work together? I think that's going to be really interesting. Hopefully we'll get some more information about that as we go along. So they're sitting here under this, looks like a bus station bench there. And then now they're back, it looks like, where they are. So right here, you notice they've got the big new case quad track, but the implement on the back is a big cultivator, and it's a light green. I don't know what brand this is. If you do, let me know in the comments. But it looks like maybe a new brand that we have. I'm not sure I have seen this piece of equipment before. I may be totally off base here, but I think that right there may be a new piece of equipment. If we look off in the background, you do see some mountains. It looks like a fairly flat piece of land. But one thing to note is behind the cultivator, you'll see that the plowed ground or cultivated, whatever they're doing, is not turning it into just that solid brown dirt color. You notice there are still some patches of grass left back there. So will it take multiple passes to maybe till a field? Will there be weeds and debris and patches of grass left? Very interesting. Now, I know this is just a CGI, but Giants really likes to put some little Easter egg type things in their CGI creations. So I think there's something here. I think our ground tillage is going to be drastically different than what we have right now in FS22. So that's, again, speculation on my part, but I believe we're going to see a big change here in the tillage. Of course, we've got the floodable fields. Looks like a little pump there. Probably maybe some placeables that we can do, hopefully, and go out and make that happen. And then, of course, you see the girl on the dirt bike and an Aprilia, looks like. So pretty neat that we'll have a base game dirt bike. And then, of course, they're here in the fields harvesting some big things. You see that big J&M grain cart there. Of course, they've got the big John Deere equipment. You do see the white birds here. I believe those are some kind of white crane. In this scene right here, where they are in the John Deere, of course, you got the female character there driving the combine, and you see the big John Deere over there pulling the grain cart. But what you see far behind the tractor is a multi-bin silo, and you see that in several parts of this trailer. Now, will we have dried corn available as one of our crops? They do say we have other crops available that they haven't told us. So maybe these bins, these big bins, maybe there are going to be some drier bins, and we could potentially have dried corn as one of our crops. Don't know, pure speculation, but these bins look a lot different. And throughout the video, if you watch it a couple times, you'll see some multi-bin silo setups, which is completely different than what we have in our current game. One thing to note here in front of the 9R, you see there are some tracks here in front of this tractor. It looks like a lot more compaction, maybe, if they are talking about the ground deformation, that maybe these heavy machines are going to impact the ground. We'll start to see ruts and tracks, things like that will develop with us driving multiple passes or whatever it takes to get that to show up. But even across the field, you see the tracks going. So that does seem to be maybe a possibility. Now we're back here at the shop again. You got the chicken pecking away at the chicken timer, and they take a bite of the rice. They comment that it's good, and it seems to be missing something. So this is where, again, I feel like there may be some animal inputs into our productions. Maybe the chicken mixed with rice, we get some kind of meal that we can sell. So yeah, a lot of potential there, especially with the new production, new construction. I think the ground deformation, to me, what I've got out of everything is that plus the dynamic weather really going to set this apart from FS22, and hopefully just add that immersion that I personally feel like FS22 is missing a bit. It's better. Every version seems to be better with better features and different things, but we're missing that immersion. I think some sounds, especially some wildlife sounds. That's something that they did not really touch on, is the wildlife. We did see the other birds, but what else could there be? Especially if we're in Asia, we're not going to have a bunch of white-tailed deer running around, or you shouldn't. So yeah, I think there's a lot more information to come. Unfortunately, this is all we have is a teaser. So yeah, we're going to get some more information as it goes along. But that's just a few things I picked up on. You probably watched that video several times and noticed some different things. But the main things to pick up on is the rutting of the heavy vehicles, maybe those bigger bins, the mud, maybe dirt dynamics that will affect our tires and wheels, and then of course the outfits. Maybe we get some different character customization options. The weather, we got the lightning, so hopefully we get some lightning thunder situations. Maybe you can't go into the field. Maybe it gets wet, very much like the mud mod that's available as a PC mod that we have now. It does affect the fields and you driving out there. So, again, speculation on my part. I just wanted to share some things that I was able to glean from this video. You go through it quick. You don't don't pick up on these things, but maybe there's some other things that I miss. So if you enjoyed the video and my take on what we have, the information we have, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, give me a like. And if you hadn't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that today. I'd really appreciate it. I am less than 100 subscribers away from 11,000, so that's getting really exciting to hit another 1,000 milestone. So getting close to that, so I'd appreciate if you subscribe. Again, if you are planning to order this from Giants, please use my partner code. It is Mighty Mike, all one word. That will help me out, gets me to a level that hopefully at some point I can get some early access to the farming simulator content. So that would help me out greatly, and I would very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope each of you have a blessed day. We'll see you next time.